We have 500,000 children who had sponsors in this country that we can't find. We can't find them. We don't know if they're doing child labor. We don't know if they're doing sex crimes. We don't know if they're being exploited. 500,000 children. There's a level of hypocrisy that everyone that states they want to protect everyone but innocent individuals who are victims of crimes and children. I want to support and protect children and innocent people that are victims of crime. And those who don't understand that, it's not up to me to try to convince them. I know what my job is, my goal is, and I was clear of that while running and when I became mayor. Safety means everything to me. 500,000 children, we don't know where they are right now in this country.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. January 20th can't come any sooner. It's getting juicier and spicier, y'all. But Mayor Adams, New York City mayor, y'all, he even called out the media. He even called out the fake news. Oh boy, this is getting real, y'all. This is getting spicy. It's getting juicy. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Let's check this out, man. Oh boy, he just met with Trump's new border czar, and I tell you, they not effing around, man. This second Trump administration, I'm telling y'all, they not effing around. Don't test us. Don't cross that line.
Our Tom Homan here in Manhattan. Let's listen in.
Answering your questions over and over again for you already to have your preconceived notions and your distorted views on what I have articulated. We're going to protect the rights of immigrants in the city that are hardworking, giving back to the city in a real way. We're not going to be a safe haven for those who commit repeated violent crimes against innocent migrants, immigrants, and longstanding New Yorkers. That was my conversation today with the border czar to figure out how do we go after those individuals who are repeatedly committing crimes in our city. We're going to tell those who are here, who are law-abiding, to continue to utilize the services that are open to the city, the services that they have a right to utilize, educating their children, healthcare, public protection, and the things that we have long been proudful in doing so. But we will not be a safe haven for those who commit violent acts. We don't do it for those who are citizens, and we're not going to do it for those who are undocumented. We made terrible mistakes in the past by preventing to keep our city safe from those who are committed repeating acts of violence, particularly these dangerous gangs that we have witnessed in our city, and we're not going to continue in that direction. I'm going to answer a few questions, and then I am leaving, because it's not going to matter what I respond to anyway. You have your preconceived thoughts already.
My favorite part is him calling out the fake news. Yeah, calling out. Yeah, I love how he called out the media. God, man, I'll tell you. First, he was like, he was cancel me. I don't care. Yeah, man. Still kind of feel like he's, still playing. We're gonna check this part of it out, but still feel like he, playing both sides. But after he came on that last one and said, "Cancel me, I don't care. We have to. Enough is enough, and we have to fix what is broken." And it is a disgrace of what this administration, would allow to happen. And you just look at New York. When he came out and said that, yeah. But I'm still a little iffy with Mayor Adams. I'm still a little iffy, y'all. I don't know. He gave some of my respect points, but I'm still a little iffy. Well, let's check this out.
And see, you right. You have your preconceived thoughts already.
Now we're caught up.
Okay, first of all, I do not have a preconceived thought. I want you to know that right from the start.
Thank you.
Number one here, are we talking about people who are just charged, or does that, convicted, or does that include charged? And how exactly, if you could give us some specifics, would this work?
Our legal team is vetting. Do we have the authorization to sit down and speak with ICE legal team to operationalize what both our desires are? And once we get that approval, then we will give you a complete layout of how it's going to work.
Mayor?
Yes.
Right here, sir. When you told Mr. Homan I'm willing to work with you to make sure we're not a safe haven for people committing crimes. He pushed back and say, I'm looking to deport beyond that. I'm looking to deport undocumented people simply because they are documented dreamers, for instance, asylum seeking migrants who have not committing crimes. And what, if anything, did you say about deporting those people who have not done any crime?
He told you he pushed back on it?
I'm asking you, did
all right.
he push back on you saying I want a broader scope?
From what I heard from the incoming head of ICE is that we have the same desire to go after those who are committing violent acts, repeated violent acts among innocent New Yorkers and among migrants and asylum seekers. That's what I heard from him, and I was pleased to hear that because we share the same desire.
Hi, Mr. Mayor, how are you?
Good, how are you, Quake?
Good. So in part of this meeting, you were looking at how to address it and kind of meet the new administration a little halfway here, maybe, however you guys are going to meet. Part of that conversation, as you've mentioned, Marcia Kramer's show, is looking at executive orders. So was there any talk about executive orders? And then what would those executive orders entail, and how would they work to kind of address what you had discussed with the voters are today?
I spoke with our my legal team here to look at the powers of my executive orders to accomplish my goals of ridding our streets from those repeated individuals who carry out violent acts of violence towards New Yorkers and towards migrants and asylum seekers. And once we come to a full understanding of that, then we will report on it.
Hi, Mr. Mayor. What did you ask incoming voter Czar Holman about his plans for his scope for deportation? What questions did you ask him about how far he wants to go with deportations, and what did he tell you?
Well, I think that what has been reported is totally distorted from what our face-to-face, eyeball-to-eyeball conversation. His goal is the same goal I have. We cannot allow dangerous individuals to commit repeated violent acts of violence in our cities across America. I've said this before, and I'm surprised the way everyone is attempting to state this is a new coming of Eric Adams. I've stated this over and over again, long before this election, that this can't be a safe haven for violent individuals. You have a right, a privilege to live in this country, and those who want to commit acts of violence, they are violating that privilege.
Sir, that if you're a law-abiding Yolanda, we got to keep it tight. Yolanda, go ahead.
Living in a shelter.
Thank you so much.
Señor Alcalde, buenas tardes. Did Mr. Holman make any specific request from the city in order to work with you in this crisis?
His desire is clearly, again, what my target area is. And what I've learned also from sitting down with him and a representative from the Biden administration that was there in the meeting as well, we have 500,000 children who had sponsors in this country that we can't find. We can't find them. We don't know if they're doing child labor. We don't know if they're doing sex crimes. We don't know if they're being exploited. 500,000 children. There's a level of hypocrisy that everyone that states they want to protect everyone but innocent individuals who are victims of crimes and children. I want to support and protect children and innocent people that are victims of crime. And those who don't understand that, it's not up to me to try to convince them. I know what my job is, my goal is, and I was clear of that while running and when I became mayor. Safety means everything to me. 500,000 children, we don't know where they are right now in this country.
Will New York remain a sanctuary city, and will you do anything to repeal any of the work that the de Blasio administration did to limit interactions with ICE and other immigration officials?
New York remaining a sanctuary city is determined by the city council. They told you what their positions, what their position is. I'm going to try to attempt to use my executive orders to go after dangerous people who are committing violence acts against migrants and asylum seekers and long-term New Yorkers and undocumented immigrants. No one should be a victim of a crime in the city, and particularly violent crimes. And I said that over and over again. I'm going to continue to stand by that.
Marcia?
Mr. Mayor, I wonder if you could be
Kind of like circles.
the kind of cooperation the NYPD will be giving to federal officials in your quest to rid the city of the violent criminals that you talk about.
We need to unravel all of these rules and procedures and laws and all of these rules and procedures. We need to unravel them and get clarity on what we could do and what we can't do. About 170 crimes currently allow us to communicate and collaborate with ICE after a conviction. We need to examine them and see what, again, my authority using executive orders to ensure that I keep New Yorkers safe. That's my only goal. I cannot make it any clearer, and so if pursuing that goal means that my years and years of advocating for immigrants that are here attempting to find the American dream, if that demonizes me, then I'm gonna take it. But I'm gonna save lives in this city.
Mr. Mayor, those were approved actually during the de Blasio administration. Do you feel that since it was approved during the de Blasio administration, that you have the authority to enforce them now, to let NYPD officials enforce them now so that you can begin doing what you just said you wanted to do?
Let me tell you one of the challenges that we're having. Currently, you could have one of these dangerous Venezuelan gangs that are here. They can be in real active investigation into some of the criminality that they're doing. There's a lack of clarity that can we assist in preventing the act from taking place. That just makes no sense to me. And I don't know why we want to ignore the fact that there is, from some of these dangerous Ecuadorian gangs we saw on Long Island, the dangerous gangs that we saw coming from other regions, we have an obligation and responsibility to keep people safe in this city. And all law enforcement should play a role in that. All law enforcement, and we should not handcuff law enforcement for carrying out that job. And I think that this entire narrative has been hijacked. There's a great level of distortion. People are trying to push their own agenda. I have one agenda. I've never lied about the agenda. I've never been, slick about my agenda. Keeping New Yorkers safe. And it doesn't matter if they are documented or undocumented, because some of the criminal aspects in this city are preying on migrants, asylum seekers, and undocumented, and so many levels. And this is not about protecting just certain parts. Everybody, everyone in this city should be protected and should not be the victims of violent crimes. And I was
I can see the comments now.
The conversation I had with the borders are, we shared that same belief, and we're going to pursue that same belief. And I'm looking forward to that pursuit. Thank you.
Okay. What do y'all think of that? Oh boy, this thing's getting spicy, man. Can January 20th get here any sooner? But kind of speaking in circles, kind of still, I'm feeling both sides, circles on both sides, but I'm ready, man. I am ready. Can January 20th get here any faster? And we're gonna see how this thing plays out. But they did meet today, and they say things went great. So let me know what y'all think of this. I love y'all. God bless you all and your families. And I will catch you beautiful people in the next one. Peace and love, y'all.